Heidi-ho, October 27th. Let's take a look at those beds, shall we? Here's the simple system. If you take a look, the goldfish are growing quite large. You might see that the water in the fish tank is rather high. It's higher than I normally would like, but we've had really heavy rain in the North Texas area. And we have a leaky greenhouse that we currently reside in. So it probably added, at least 50 gallons to that tank. It hasn't caused any major problems yet. As you can see right here, here is bed number 1. We have some tomato plants that are growing very nicely. If you notice right here, I think what we're dealing with here is a potassium deficiency, but I'm not 100% sure. We also have a pH of around 7.8 or so. pH of 7.8 does not allow for the uptake of a lot of nutrients, so we also have to deal with our pH issue as well. We have eggplants that have kind of been victimized by some dark brown or black beetle of some sort that I've been killing in the multitudes. We also have basil. Unfortunately, this basil has succumbed to a particular bacteria. It is a basil bacteria, and I can't seem to find, here it is. So here is what we're dealing with. It is some weird bacteria that is coloring the plants. I have been ripping off all of these leaves and tossing them, not in the compost pile, but it seems to be constantly coming back, and therefore this large majestic basil probably has to be tossed. That's okay, it's lasted a long time. We've planted some bush cucumbers, some sweet pepper. These have not been growing very fast. I'm not sure whether we're in a dead zone of the tray or whether they're just kind of biding their time, ready to start growing. We also have, the weird brown tip of the leaf browning. I'm sure that is some nutrient that I'll have to deal with at some point. And then we have our other tomatoes growing very nicely as well. And our pole bean, growing so awesome. Look at that pole bean. I'm having a ridiculous infestation of white flies. I'm not sure whether I can show you right now. I've probably been so good that they're not around right now. But little white dots all throughout. Those are the eggs. And then little teeny tiny, like almost aphid or twice the size of aphid-sized moth-looking things. So that's white flies. Here's the other bed. We have these eggplants were planted at the exact same time as these eggplants. However, for whatever reason, the beetles decided not to victimize these eggplants. I guess they had plenty to eat over there. We have one extremely healthy greenhouse pepper. Here's a not so healthy greenhouse pepper. Just to let you know, these whole rows and the eggplants, those were all planted at the same time, and they were roughly the same size. So there we go. Some bush cucumber. We have some very, very sad snap peas. I don't know what's wrong with the snap peas. They keep dying. Let's go to the next bed. Now, of course, when I said bed, I meant system. Here is our fish tank with our cute little tilapia. Let's turn this off and see if we can see them. Oh, they're so cute. They're so much larger. It's only been, I don't know, around a month. I would say they are, the largest ones are more than an inch, maybe an inch and a half. The smaller ones are definitely larger than what we started with, right? I'm suspecting that the larger ones are male or female, who knows. Here's our sump. Here's our overflow from our chop system. We have some fairly large goldfish. They were just put in the sump just in case the tilapia did not pee and poo enough. So we're kind of using them. Once the tilapia get to a proper size, we're going to move all of these goldfish into our original system. And then this sump will probably lay vacant. At some point it will become a nursery whenever our tilapia spawn, okay? So, the first system here, we have a broccoli plant that's doing quite well. It was nearly killed off by some weird green caterpillar. I think it was some sort of hornworm or tomato worm or some caterpillar that was bad. I have killed off one of our majestic basil over here because it also had the bacterial problems. We have a pole bean right here, and I thought it would be funny to literally put it on a pole, right? We have some pumpkins growing rather well. They will eventually, hopefully, grow to be this size. This is one of our lovely pumpkins here, and we have another 2 pumpkins here. One problem I'm having with the pumpkins is that they're flowering like crazy. I'm really appreciating the blooms, but they are all male blooms. I do not understand how to get female flowers. Is this some sort of like stress that they're under, or do they just not like me? I don't know what's going on. So if you have some input, have some tips, please put them in the comments for me. So there's our pole bean right there. Over here, these are our zucchinis. These are 2 zucchini plants. These zucchinis also are only producing male flowers. Cannot figure it out. Trying to figure it out. Okay. We have 4 cucumber plants that are doing quite well, and then another. No, this is a bush bean, not a pole bean. I just have the pole there because it keeps falling over. And that, excuse me. And then a snap pea right here. Probably hanging on to life. I haven't had very much luck with snap peas in the aquaponic systems. I've only had fairly good luck with snap peas in the soil beds. So here's our inside soil beds. Here's a cucumber that probably has had some aphids attack it at some point, probably some grasshoppers. We still have some cukes growing there. We also have these are honestly pretty prolific okra. They've been producing pretty well. Probably, I don't know, 4 or 5 okra a week from these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 plants. So that's that. And then here's our lemongrass and our ginger right here. And then 2 rosemaries as well. Unfortunately, these plants are going to be relocated for the big move. More on the big move later. Okay, in preparation for the big move, I have been moving a lot of plants from the aquaponic beds into the soil beds. This one I moved a couple of days ago. I have my doubts whether this is going to survive, but I'm very optimistic because this leaf up here is up. We have more stuff that's up. It's clearly not dead, but it may be clinging to life. Another thing that I cannot figure out is this watermelon was planted, geez, I don't know, several weeks ago, a couple of weeks ago, and it has not grown any bigger. Can't figure that one out. Here's an interesting thing. So I took the pumpkin from the aquaponics media beds, and if you notice, their leaves are rather large. When I take the pumpkin and I transplant it into this soil bed here, all of the large leaves die, and then it begins to grow all of these little leaves. It grows more numerous but smaller leaves. It's a fairly interesting reaction to growing in the soil bed. All in all, our lovely, humble greenhouse has been a very awesome learning experience for us. We've learned a lot about plants in general, and especially aquaponics. If you notice, there is a string line right here, if you see, right? That string line is where we need to add fill dirt. The fill dirt is to enlarge the pad that the greenhouse is currently on. We have actually been approved to upgrade the greenhouse. I guess we have taken it seriously enough. We've secured funding, and we are going to be ordering a kit for a real commercial greenhouse, a real live greenhouse, rather than, you know, this recycled stuff. It was nice while it lasted. It is going to be about 3 feet right there, larger on both sides. Oh, where am I going? And this side over here. And then it'll come out about 8 feet, and then we're planning on having a 6 or 8 foot porch area for people to sit and hang out, or for classes to come and do their thing, right? So this is going to be a larger greenhouse. We're going to learn from our mistakes on the plumbing. We're going to plumb new systems. We're going to be able to walk around the systems, which I wouldn't even believe how amazing that is. So it'll be very cool. The next couple of months, there's going to be a lot of changes. We're going to be moving the systems around in order to put dirt there, electricity, new plumbing. It'll be very exciting, and I will have my video on the whole time. So if you have any questions, if you can answer some of my questions, feel free to throw me a comment right down there. If you have any questions about my system, how we did it, it was actually a lot easier than we thought it would be. So this whole thing started in January. You can actually see the original videos in my history. Both systems have been cycling since late spring, maybe March, April, May, something like that. And they've been good, but not amazing. The production has not been amazing, and I think that's because we haven't really gotten a handle on our little bit of a high pH issue and the macro nutrient things like the zinc, the magnesium, the potassium. It's very interesting. It's a very valuable learning experience because there's a lot of mistakes to be made. That and aphids. Oh man, do I hate aphids. So if you have any questions, let me know. Drop by B19 and off.